Hello. It's a letter from the manager here.
When you say the manager here, you mean the manager of Savills Wimbledon, or Savills PLC, or Savills UK, or Savills Energy?
Cheers. Right, so we've been trying to get in touch with a gentleman called James Armitage Hobbs.
Okay.
Do you know him?
No.
Okay, so he's, I think, one of your central London branches.
You will need to go through, we have a head office in Margaret Street, which
That's
is
the one,
London.
that's where he's based, yes.
This is purely a residential branch, so
right.
we have nothing to do with any of the energy or the hotels or anything else.
Regrettably, we have been trying to contact James Armitage Hobbs, and twice I've contacted him, and also the Conservative councillor from Merton, Councillor David Dean has rang him up, and each time he says, we'll get back to you, and then he never does.
Okay.
So we've unfortunately got no other option apart from trying to get your attention in this way, and this is the only thing we can do, is just give you a letter. Wimbledon is within the area where actually they're going to build an incinerator, and the pollution will affect this area.
Okay, and how are we involved?
Right, what it is that the waste heat, we call it the waste heat, Paul? We describe it as the waste heat? Excess heat.
Do you know about Felnex? The Felnex development at Hackney. Okay, there's a huge development there of something like 300 homes, which are going to be
725 homes.
Yeah. And they're built to a very high standard, to be very ecologically sound, so they won't use very much heat and power in general. Now, Sutton Council have pushed through the waste incinerator, which is going to be just a mile away from this development. On the back of them receiving the excess heat from the plant. So it's what they call a CHP, combined heat and power plant. Yeah, I know it's very technical and a bit complicated, but without Felnex taking that heat, there really isn't a case for the incinerator, and it would have been thrown out by the GLA, by Boris Johnson, and possibly in our judicial review when we took it to the High Court to try and get this thing stopped.
Okay.
Savills are involved because they're the managing agents for Felnex, the development, and then also they sell the properties.
Okay.
We want to try and put pressure on Savills and Schroders, who are the developer, to pull out of the agreement to take the heat, because then that would scupper to a
all there is a memorandum of understanding that they'll take the heat. I mean, all the evidence shows it's very difficult to even pipe the heat to these homes. But it's just something that actually we want to really work with Savills and Schroders to talk to them really. All I'm asking really is that we can just sit at the table.
I would pass this letter on to whoever's name's on here.
Well, actually, we've addressed it to you, and hopefully you can pass it on to somebody, the decision maker, who can arrange a meeting with us.
Okay.
So if it's James Armitage Hobbs, it might well be James Armitage Hobbs.
Again, as I said, Savills itself is an enormous company. It has lots of different divisions which are all totally separate. So it's a James Armitage.
Hi team, sorry.
He's actually the.
How do I get hold of Lisa?
If you Google Felnex,
Savills, FELNEX.
That's correct.
Okay.
He's listed as the management consultant, kind of acting as the go-between for Schroders and the development. And if we can just have a meeting with him and Schroders, that'd be very useful.
Well, I mean, if your contact details are in there, then what I'll do is I'll forward it on to him.
If I just
and anyone else that I think could be of any interest.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, what's your name? My name's Andrew.
Andrew, thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks. Hello. Nice to meet you.
We're sorry to have to do this to you.
No, I mean, it's just saying it is a facing company. Yeah, I mean, if you, they're all based in our head office at 33 Margaret Street.
Yeah, that's right.
But this will now be in the Sutton Garden, probably Merton Garden, possibly Croydon Garden.
Lisa, yeah, got it. Thanks a lot.
And probably online as well.
Okay, cheers, bye.
Just to try and put some pressure on your top bosses and, to be honest, just to talk to us.
Well, I'll put it through to all the people I can think of and see what happens.
Thank you very much, Andrew.
Okay,
All right, thank